Look, Rockstar are not telling you the full truth about GTA 6. Everyone keeps repeating fall 2026 like it's guaranteed, like it's written in stone. But if you look at Rockstar's history, the state of AAA gaming, and the insane scale of GTA 6, there is almost no way this game actually hits 2026. In this video, let's talk about why GTA 6 is almost guaranteed to be delayed, and why Rockstar probably already know it. Let's be honest. When has Rockstar ever stuck to their first big date? They promised spring 2013. Did we get it in spring? No. Delay, then release in September. And the PC version, delayed again and again. People were furious, memes everywhere, and then the game came out, destroyed the charts, and everybody forgot about the delays. Red Dead Redemption 2. First, it was fall 2017. Then spring 2018. Then it finally dropped in October 2018. 2 official delays. Countless internal shifts we never even heard about. This is Rockstar's pattern. Announce a date to build hype. Realize the game isn't ready. Push it back, polish like crazy. Release a monster that dominates the industry for years. So when people say Rockstar said 2026, so it's 100% 2026, they're ignoring the most obvious thing. Rockstar's first date is almost never the real date. Why should GTA 6 suddenly be the exception? GTA 6 is not just GTA but prettier. It's the first new mainline GTA in over a decade. The game that has to beat every open world on the market. The foundation for the next generation of GTA Online for up to 10 years. Just from trailers and leaks we can already see a gigantic Vice City-style map with crazy detail, living NPCs, advanced animations, physics, AI. Tons of dynamic events, missions, and systems layered on top of each other. Here's the problem. The more complex the system, the harder it is to finish. Making content is one thing. Making sure thousands of missions, events, AI routines, vehicles, physics systems, and interiors all work together without collapsing into a bug fest, that's an entirely different job. And that's exactly where delays happen. A mission breaks if you arrive in a helicopter instead of a car. AI panics if you trigger 3 events at once. Streaming the city causes micro stutters in specific districts. These aren't nice to fix later problems. These are launch destroying problems. So Rockstar will face a choice. Release in fall 2026 with a messy, unstable build, or delay and protect the GTA brand for the next decade. Does anyone seriously think they'll risk the biggest brand in gaming just to hit a pretty calendar window? Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Cyberpunk 2077. That game was hyped exactly like GTA 6 is now. Next general revolution. Massive open world. Crazy systems, huge promises. CD Projekt delayed it several times and still launched it in a broken state, especially on last general consoles. What happened next? Massive backlash. Brutal reviews and memes. Trust in the studio got crushed overnight. Now imagine this happening to GTA 6. Take-Two and Rockstar watched Cyberpunk closely. They saw what happens when you push out a game that needed more time, just because you're locked into a date. The lesson for big publishers is simple. It's better to delay and survive, than to launch broken and become the next cautionary tale. So when Rockstar look at GTA 6 and see, it's good, but not Rockstar level yet, they're not going to say, oh, whatever, just ship it in 2026. They will delay. And the industry, after Cyberpunk, will actually support that decision. Now add the technical nightmare on top. GTA 6 has to loop next general, run at stable frame rates, handle a dense, detailed city with no obvious loading screens. That means optimizing for different console modes, working with various SSD speeds, dealing with endless PC hardware combinations later on. Open worlds are the hardest games to ship in a polished state, because the player can go anywhere, trigger anything, break everything in ways testers didn't even think of. You can't fully simulate that in a spreadsheet. You need months of internal code, external testing, iterating on build after build after build. And guess what usually happens around the final months? Studios realize, we are close but not quite there. That not quite is exactly what turns fall 2026 into spring 2027 or even holiday 2027. Now, let's talk about money. GTA Online. GTA Online still prints cash for Take-Two. There is no universe where TOS 6 launches without a massive online component, either TOS Online 2, or a heavily upgraded online mode tied to the new map. This means global server infrastructure, load tests with millions of concurrent players, anti-cheat, matchmaking, progression, economy, all from day one. Look at other big launches: Diablo, Call of Duty, even some Nintendo games. Day one, servers are down, can't log in, online is broken. Now imagine that headline with TOS 6. Rockstar absolutely cannot afford. Week-long server issues, lost character progress, players unable to even start online. So if the online part isn't ready, even if single player is 95% done, they'll push the whole release. Because TOS 6 is not just a single player game, it's a long-term service. Again, more fuel for a delay past 2026. There's another big reason nobody talks about enough: crunch. After Red Dead Redemption 2, Rockstar got roasted in the media for brutal working conditions, insane overtime, nights and weekends at the office, stories about burnout. Rockstar have publicly said they're changing their internal culture. Less crunch, more realistic planning, healthier development. What does that mean for TOS 6? No more "we must hit this date at all costs." No more "squeeze the team till they drop." More willingness to say, "we need more time." So when the calendar says fall 2026 but the devs say, "Guys, if we try to hit this, we'll destroy the team and the game," Rockstar now have way more pressure to choose people and quality, not deadlines. And that means one thing: delays are not just possible, they're built into this new way of working. Here's the part most players never see: investor calls. When Take-Two say TOS 6 is planned around fall 2026, they're not swearing a blood oath. They're coming investors, building expectations for a certain financial year, keeping hype alive. But if closer to launch they see too much competition in that window, parts of the game that still don't meet Rockstar's standards, a better opportunity in another quarter, they will move it. Why? Because for a game like TOS 6, delaying by 6-12 months will not kill the hype. Sales will still be insane, and the stock will recover the moment the game dominates the market. Fall 2026 is not a promise, it's a signal. And signals in this industry change all the time. Now combine everything with the craziest fan expectations in gaming history. TOS 6 has constant leaks, insider posts every week, millions of people overanalyzing every single frame. In this kind of environment, a small bug becomes a giant drama, a minor downgrade becomes Rockstar live, a couple of FPS drops become unplayable in the eyes of the internet. Rockstar know exactly how high the bar is. Toby still looks and plays great today. RDR2 is considered one of the most polished open worlds ever made. TOS 6 has to beat both. So if the game in late 2026 looks like good, but not legendary, Rockstar won't say, good enough. That's not how they work. They'll delay. Because they know, one shot, one launch, one chance to set the standard for the next 10 years. So, let's wrap this up. Rockstar almost never release their biggest games on the first announced date. TOS 6 is bigger, more complex, and more risky than anything they've ever made. The cyberpunk disaster taught the whole industry that shipping early can be far worse than delaying. Online infrastructure, open world technical hell, anti-crunch culture, investor strategy, and insane fan expectations, all of this makes a clean 2026 launch extremely unlikely. So when you hear fall 2026, don't hear confirmed. Hear, that's the goal, not the guarantee. Personally, it would be no surprise if TOS 6 slipped into 2027, maybe spring, maybe even holiday season. And honestly, if that extra time is what turns it into the definitive open world of the next decade, it might be the best thing that could happen. Now it's your turn. Do you think TOS 6 will really come out in 2026? What year are you betting on? 2026, 2027, or even later? And would you rather get it earlier but buggy, or later but legendary? Drop your prediction in the comments, smash like if this made you rethink the 2026 date, and subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dives on TOS 6 and the future of open worlds. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.